And so, if if I were to ask, what does a content creator do?
Oh yeah, it's quite vague. Content creators, the most popular type of content creator are those who create videos on YouTube. So these are people who like to inform by creating some content that may be entertaining or not. And a content creator also can be in a live stream. So this can involve people in the shoppertainment industry, such as myself, and the other content creators also do the stuff on TikTok, Instagram,
Mhm.
and also on Twitch for the gamers. So I chose to be a content creator for Laz Live.
And so far, what were the results?
So far, what are the results? Well, during the in the beginning of the competition of Laz Get Famous, which was the name of the live stream competition, I had nothing. Nobody was following me on Instagram. Nobody like social media. It was just a personal thing where I
Uh
would
huh.
post memes, funny stuff, singing, at the end of it. Now, as of today, I now have, like, if I could state the numbers in the most humble way as possible, I have, like, I just reached 1,000 followers just like a couple weeks ago, and now I actually have a fan base, which is kind of weird. So it's a weird. Things are moving up basically,
Uh
and
huh.
it's yeah. I I didn't expect it to be like this, but yeah, things are
But you
moving up.
see, you said that you started from zero, right?
Yeah.
And now you're sort of like the hero. But what do the numbers look like?
What do the numbers look like? Well, besides the followings, I have actually started to grow my network as well. So my connections are also becoming a little more, much wider, and I'm one step closer to the opportunities I want to get, and therefore reach my lifetime goals. So, in terms of real numbers,
Thousands, maybe
I would
in the
say.
thousands.
Yeah. Oh well, she getting some coins. She's getting a raise. Also, that's numbers. Yeah. So I'm also earning more, which is great, right? And it's
It's
such a
funny,
weird.
how you almost didn't want to say, yeah, making coin. You mean
Yeah. She making some coin, and like it was.
some
It was.
some of
Yeah.
this, a bit of that. Christmas is coming up, right? So
Yeah.
people are going to be in the mood for shopping. So
Right, right. She came early. Christmas came early for me. And the most unexpected thing about that was that I used to earn much, much less in the corporate world. And like, this is a weird jump. Like, now that I'm a
it
freelancer,
is, but you're making
yeah.
capes, right?
Well, she making the pay. She's government registered. She paying taxes without feeling so nervous. Yeah, that's.
So but what are the current challenges right now in this new career?
Oh man. Well, because you start from nothing, I wouldn't say I have a solid foundation in hosting. Like the thing I knew was performing. Like it was gonna be what I know is one straight performance. I'm gonna get a reaction out of people whether they like it or not, whether I like it or not. And now hosting depends on the dynamic of the audience and the host. And now the biggest challenge with a live stream is that I'm not performing in front of people. It's not face to face. The biggest challenge is being able to make connections with people even when you're just behind the camera. And that's the entertainment challenge. Another entertainment the other challenge, another realistic challenge also is this sustainable? So that was the biggest problem for me. Every day I question whether or not this is going to be sustainable even after the pandemic. So those are the
Mhm.
two main. Yeah.
So the pandemic is actually working out for you.
I would say. Yeah. I would say.
Why is that?
Well, because I was able to adapt into the online thing. The thing about businesses is that if they don't adapt into the online thing right now, their business is not going to fly. It's not going to float. You have to be able to accept the change. You have to be able to adapt into what's happening with the world, whether you like it or not.
Hmm.
And also, as you go along with the change, you tend to discover more of yourself. And if businesses don't do that, they're actually going to get pretty stagnant. And so I think I took advantage of the fact that I love technology and online things. So I took a bite before it was too
And
late.
you love shopping.
Yeah. And I love shopping. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, Bianca, I'm actually learning. I'm actually learning a lot right now.
Hmm.
Because just seeing the just seeing the kind of wit and thinking, that's involved in being able to adjust, right? Not a lot of businesses could do that. These seem to be, well, they built themselves to like a level that's called like robust. But at the same time, if they were just like too robust and they're designed to just like do one thing over and over again and be really efficient at it, something like this could change, could change. And if they weren't able to transition themselves into the change that's present, that could actually mean their demise, right? So what is your message for people out there that's listening to this or watching this right now?
Actually, the people I want to address first and foremost are those who are thinking about a career shift, because that's literally what happened to me back in 2018, and I want to address something to them. Do not be afraid. It's not too late. It's never too late. You're gonna regret it when you're old and knitting and like it's. I know it's so cliche. Like if you're just like on a rocking chair with your yarn and you're knitting needles and you get, I could have done this. I could have done that. If you have that fear right now, as soon as now, bite into it. Even if you're age 30, it's okay. It's never too late. Just do it. You'll be happier. Yeah.
Hell, I'm like age 47 and
If there's
I'm really just
something.
like just biting into this right now. Man, a friend and I, we were talking early this year. We were talking about basically like business plans and what we're going to be doing this year. And of course, the pandemic happened, right? And that kind of paralyzes somebody, right?
Hmm.
With their plans, because they have a career strategy, they have a
Hmm.
professional strategy, right? They have a
Hmm.
business strategy, but something like this happens. This is what you call like a black swan event. I mean, it's rare, right? But the effects are great. But I like what you said, because basically you have to look at the open door, or maybe it could be like a window. Maybe there's like a bleep of light, but at the same time you're able to focus on what you can do. A lot of people look at a crisis and say, oh man, I can't do this, I can't do that, without actually asking themselves the questions, well, what can I do? I was a corporate consultant for more than 2 decades, right? And you know how you make the papes, right? It's through the billables, right? And the billables is actually based on FaceTime. That's how people tend to project, your value when you're there, when you're in the office, when you're running a workshop, when you're in a boardroom and pitching strategy. But what happens when you can't do that? Do you get paralyzed?
Hmm. So I think the biggest problem is that people love, no, no, not love. People find themselves overthinking everything,
Hmm.
and that's what prevents them from doing their biggest dreams. I think if there's this book I read, it has a swear word, but I'm not gonna say the swear word. I
I
love
read
this
a
book.
whole series of these books. They all
Uh,
had like F words. There's like three of them.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say,
exactly.
right?
So yeah, the one comes in orange and one comes in teal.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's that series. What I love about it is that you expect it to be like when I saw it in the bookstore, I thought it was just gonna be, oh, this is gonna be a tutorial on how to like what do you call this? A tutorial on how to care less about the world. But then, as you read the book further and further, it starts to become like like a true self help book.
Uh
Like
huh.
the section you find it in, it's a true
Yes.
self help book,
Yes.
and it helped me make this leap with Lazada. I think it's the one that influenced me to make this leap with Lazada. When you start to care less about the things that are unnecessary, and also if you do not really sweat, also that other book,
Hmm.
do not sweat the small stuff, that's when you find yourself doing the things you love. Like you really truly enjoy the things you're passionate about. You take the leap into the things that you're passionate about. Yeah.
So when you encounter this book, that beep word, of course, these books tend to come to you at some of the lower periods of your life, right? But and it's tough emotionally. I would imagine. But what are the things that kept you going?